1 week break, and we're back at the action here with the Cora Sunday Money Series at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Getting ready to crank up for 125 laps around the world's fastest mile and a half. A lot of guys coming into this with fresh eyes. Off the Nationwide B Series with the Cora cars, and now 4 weeks of the Gen 6 car will mean a lot of exciting racing starting here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Joe Cortez joining you. We're joined by Carl Jones here on LSRTV. A lot of stuff going on here trackside. Let's go ahead and take it down to the trackside now for our opening ceremonies. Test live.
Good evening, race fans. Cora Championship Online Racing Association proudly presents the Sunday Money Series. The Sunday Money Series is being brought to you by Kohls Wheelboard Truck Center, Redwood Falls, Minnesota. Berkey Painting and Sandblasting, a quality job at a fair price, Redwood Falls, Minnesota. Hurley Property Maintenance, when you want the job done right, Kingston, Ontario. Dale Smalley Drywall, the finish is what counts, Sophia, North Carolina. Small Town Computers, serving Midwestern Michigan. SH&D Trucking, Elburn, Illinois. Collision Works and Collision Works Auto Body Express, making friends by accident in Memphis, Tennessee. Now at this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise, and gentlemen, remove your caps, as the Reverend Rusty Dent will deliver our invocation.
Dear Lord, let us pray. We want to thank you, Lord, for all we have. Dear Lord, we ask you that you protect those men and women who serve us both here and abroad.
Race officials, I assume.
And oh Lord, we give thanks to those who have served us and have given that ultimate sacrifice that we may enjoy the liberties that we have today. And oh Lord, we ask you that you give these drivers the skill and the good internet connection so that we may be given a race like no other. Lord, we ask you that our racing give us the green-white checkers that we so deserve, and that we may enjoy an exciting race to the finish we all want to see. Lord, may you heighten the senses and protect these drivers so that they can give us a 3-wide door-banging race to the checker flag tonight. And can we all say amen? And I'll say amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we proudly introduce Jaden Berkey to sing our national anthem.
Glorious and free, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And now at this time, the 5 sons of our CEO, James Brown, Alex, Andrew, Nick, Cody, and Ethan will deliver the 4 most famous words in all of automotive racing. Good luck, drivers. To all those watching, it's time to sit back, relax, and strap it down. Let's go Sunday Money Racing, Cora style.
And that was our opening ceremony here with the Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Series live from Atlanta Motor Speedway, getting ready for 4 weeks of fun. Gen 6 cars, we're kicking it off at the world's fastest 1.5 miles here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. A lot of the names that you've come to know and trust here on track tonight. Leading them off, it will be Michael Churchman, who turned in the fastest qualifying time during the race during the races throughout the week, and he will lead off 125 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Kohls Wheelberg 125, part of the Sunday Money series here with Cora on LSRTV. Joe Cortez, Carl Jones up here in the booth with you, getting ready to call what's going to be a very entertaining race. And Carl, these guys are getting ready. They're chomping at the bit to go. These are the most powerful cars they've had to work with yet. And dare I say, the most power has yet to come.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You're going to be seeing a lot of different kind of racing today. They're going to be not so used to getting into the throttle and having so much horsepower going to the wheels. They're going to be wanting to spin the tires a little bit more. I rode along with James Brown, the Cora president, today, and he was giving me a little bit of a input on how the track feels. He said it's kind of feeling loose in, but he said it's nice to snug on through the center of the turns and coming out. So we'll see how it turns out today.
Points are going up on your screen now. You're getting all the drivers there, and no real surprises here as we roll through the points real quick. David Wenk still on top of the group. Now pulling away ahead of Everett Lane, Michael Churchman and company. The only guy, and actually nobody breaking in. Well, I take it back. One guy that broke in from last week was Salicardi, who picked up 5 positions to break into the 8th position in the chase running. Joel Wood, who was the last man standing, standing in the points, he dropped from 12th to 14th. So other than that, not a whole lot of shakeup. And in fact, that shakeup is getting a whole lot tighter as they get ready to go green flag racing grid on the field. And we will take you down our tonight's starting order in just a moment. So let's go ahead and take you down to tonight's qualifying order tonight. As I mentioned at the beginning of the program, Michael Churchman turning in the fastest qualifying time during the qualifying races tonight. He will pull up to the front to the pole position here at the Kohls Wheelberg 125 here in the Gen 6 car. Don Stevenson, who won the provisional pole here tonight at Atlanta, he will start position number 2, and it'll be Don Borges starting position number 3 on the field tonight. David Cater will start position number 4 in the 45 STP machine. In position number 5, it'll be the 35 machine of Nathan Sedlak. Starting position number 6, your points leader, the 20 machine, the LR Kelly trucking machine of David Wenk. Starting position number 7 in the special fundraiser for cancer machine tonight, TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement himself, starting position number 7. John Pansula, position number 8. Michael Johnson, the 78 machine, position number 9. Richard Holland, one of your autos for sell.com machines, starting in the top 10. Gordon Berkey starting position number 11. Sean Dower will start position number 13 on the field. Gordon Berkey 12. Sean Dower will start that's right, 12th on the field. Now I'm getting all confused all over the place. Joel Wood will start 14th. Salicardi 15th. Phil Gary will start position number 16th. Dominic Dyball 17th. Garrett Atwell 18th. Marcus Babb 19th. And Colton Berkey rounding out the top 20. James Brown, Charles Starks, Bradley Cooper, Dustin Loyns, Jay Anderson, Michael Whitlock, your top 25. James Wilkins, Jason Halverson, Martin Porter, Mark McFadden, and Everett Lane rounding out your field of 30 here tonight in the Cora Sunday Money Series. Alan Larson joining us in the booth. Alan, first off, welcome back. We're always glad to have you here. But tonight's race, it's going to be a very interesting one if the qualifiers were any indication of the kind of racing we're going to see here tonight.
Oh, most definitely there, Joe. It's going to be a barn burner for sure. One thing I think we should make note of is that one of our top points contenders there is not in the field tonight. He didn't make it, that being Gary Bauer. So a couple of these guys have some opportunity to gain some ground in the points.
Gary Bauer, the first man on the outside looking in for the chase, currently sitting 13th. He had a great run 2 weeks ago. He had a top 5 run, if memory serves me correctly. That put him in position number 13 in points. But tonight, without making the show, without qualifying in on time, that's going to be a hard sell for him to get back in.
Well, we still got 4 races in the IndyCar yet. I mean, there's time for him to jump back in there, but we'll see what happens here, and it's what makes this so interesting is you just never know.
Green flag flies, and we're about to find out what's going to happen here in Atlanta for 125 laps around the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Cora Sunday Money Series. The Kohls Wheelberg 125 has started, and Michael Churchma will lead that first lap. Don Stevenson in that blue and white Kohls Wheelberg machine immediately on his tail, position number 2. Ryan Borges in that 32 machine will be position number 3. David Cater, Nathan Sedlak of DNK Trucking Chevrolet, they're going to line up right behind him. Top 5, David Wenk drops 2 positions from 4th to 6th. Mr. Excitement, TJ Graves, looking to keep it exciting in the top 10. Richard Holland, John Pensula, Michael Johnson, your top 10. Carl, no surprises so far.
No, absolutely not. These guys, they've been practicing hard for the past 2 weeks. They had a week off. They've been out here practicing really hard. They found out that there's 2 really good lanes that they can run on this track, and they've been running really, really clean races here in the past couple of races that they've had for qualifying. So, yeah, no surprise these guys are going to be, I think, putting on a really good show for tonight.
Jay Anderson looks like he's having some problems in the number 18 machine down on the apron there, and now he's going to try to get back in the racing lane, but hard luck for him. He's going to have a long way to climb to get back up through the field. Top 10 not moving. Battles for position number 11. The Curial Trucking Machine of Salicardi, the 39, gets around the 0-1 of John Pensula, and now Score Salicardi in the top 10 for the first time tonight. Gardy crosses the start-finish line to start lap number 4, and he will be in the top 10. John Pensula is 0-1, position number 11. Maddle now for position number, looks like about 14th, 15th, as Gordon Berkey driving one of the Kohls Wheelberg machines out here. He's going to run about in the 17 machine, about in the 15th position. Right in front of him, they're battling for position. The 60 of Sean Dower trying to get around the 101 of John Pensula side by side. It's going to be a drag race down the front quad oval, and it will be looks like nope, it's going to be the 60 machine that gets the advantage on there. Sean Dower, 11th on paper, now completes the pass in turns 1 and 2.
Don't look now, everybody. Here comes David Cater. David Cater takes a look out on the inside of second place there and takes the spot. And he gets right up on the back bumper of Don Stevenson, and it looks like he's going to pressure him into the front stretch here, excuse me.
Don Stevenson, again, one of those 2 Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet SS is running tonight. He was leading your race. He was your leader. Keyword there being was. David Cater wastes no time getting underneath him, and the STP machine, like a son of a gun, works its way up to position number 1. David Cater will lead for the first time tonight. Stevenson second, Churchma third.
Looks like everything's calmed down here up in the top of the field here. Everybody's down to single file racing. I'm not seeing anything till probably around 10th position or so. Actually, make that further back here. Everybody's down here single file now.
Don't look now, but Mr. Excitement himself was almost under fire, almost got past, and now after overcorrecting on turns 1 and 2, he might get passed by the 31 of Richard Holland. Holland wastes no time dispatching him, so Richard Holland picks up position number 7. Mr. Excitement, TJ Graves, he looks like he is driving without that same excitement. He's using the apron to get He's gets adjustment in that machine in a hurry. 22 machine, it's running the special razor scheme. Answer, we'll get back to that in just a minute, but TJ Graves, he's not happy with the setup right now. You can just tell by the way he's driving.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching TJ there. It looks like he's really fighting the wheel when he's going down into the turns there. The car's wanting to kick out from underneath him a little bit, getting loose. Looks like it's getting even worse. Every time somebody gets up on the rear end of him, his rear end wants to kick out, and he's right now getting passed by the 78 of Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson's going to make a pass here going into turn 1.
Michael Johnson currently 12th in points, the last man in the chase right now, makes the pass. He'll be in position number 8 with the RMT Trucking Chevrolet out there, so score him one position higher. And one guy that's looking to really crank it up out here is Richard Holland, the 31 AutosForSale.com Chevrolet. He's worked his way now going to be position number 6. And those old school drivers, these guys are looking incredibly stout. They started this season as a little team that could. Now they're turning more into the little team that can.
Yeah, they picked up a couple new drivers this week here. Marcus Babbs, I believe, is one of the new drivers that they picked up, and they also picked up, I can't think of Phil Gary, I believe, is the other driver they picked up in the number 68 car. They They came on board this week, and it looks like they are both actually doing pretty well. Phil Gary sitting up there in 17th position. He's having a fine run.
Gordon Berkey, the other Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet SS on the field. He gets around the Ford of Garrett Atwell. The Atomic Church machine needs a little bit of atomic power out there if he wants to try to keep up with this group. Gordon Berkey now scored position number 12 as the rest of the field starting to get split up from each other, starting to really get away from each other. David Cater, who would have guessed that car is just being so strong out here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Last time around, almost a full second, well over a half second over Don Stevenson in second, Michael Churchma third, Nathan Sedlak, David Wenk still battling out for top 5 as everyone else starting to get really spread out here. The next great battle is going to be around that 32 machine, it looks like, of Ryan Borges. He started in the top 3 tonight. He's already dropped to position number 7, and then Michael Johnson and TJ Graves have their way. He might drop even further.
Yeah, it looks like sorry about that. I had a little bit of a connection problem there, I think. Yeah, it looks like Michael Johnson here. He's going to fall right in behind Ryan Borges. He's just going to ride along here, see what he can do. He's going to wait for him to make a mistake is what it looks like. And it looks like here's the mistake. He's slid up the track, and here comes Michael Johnson in for the 7th position.
Back on track, the 21 of Jason Halverson having some big issues on the track. Wiggled it through turns 3 and 4. Got sideways coming out of turn number 4. Made heavy contact with the wall as a result of it. And now Jason Halverson limping around the track with a beat-up car. That is not going to bide well. He might have to use one of his resets, getting that car back in tip-top shape out there on the field. No incidents so far. We've run clean all 14 laps. You've got to see in the replay now of what happened to Jason Halverson out there. Again, just overcorrected coming off of turn number 4, and that is going to be a hard lick into the outside wall, and that might require one of his resets to get back out on track and work in this field as he should. 125 laps scheduled for tonight's race. Lap 15, no incidents. Everybody running clean and respectful out there. Great racing so far here at Atlanta.
Hey, Joel.
Yes, Alan.
Hey, one thing I want to let fans know out there is because of the races that we've had here in the last few weeks, we're trying to do everything we can for the fans to put on a good show. So we've let the drivers know that we have actually eliminated one of their resets. So they only have one reset now in these races. Maybe they'll get them to use a little bit more caution.
Very interesting rule change that will affect the complexion of the second half of the regular season here in the Sunday Money Series. And you see a lot of those drivers really taking that warning to heart, knowing that they don't have an extra opportunity to come back down pit road if they tear up their car. Michael Whitlock now throwing out the hand. He's going to might be the first one to come down pit road. Coming down a little bit early though, Carl.
Yeah, he might be running the race backwards. You hear them doing that a lot. They'll figure out how many laps they're going to need to actually finish. As long as the stage is green, they're going to try to figure out how many laps it's going to take them to finish an entire race with their fuel. And he'll top it off, and he'll be off pit sequence with everybody else. But at the same time, this could work out in his benefit. And right now, we're looking at the number 45, David Cater, the SDP car. He's really just put this thing on cruise control. He's out to a 1-second lead now, and looks like he's just going to leave everybody in the dirt today.
Top 4 now a second away from each other. David Cater's got a second over Don Stevenson. Michael Churchma about a second and a half away from your leader. David Wenk a 4 seconds behind your leader. So now your top 4 about a second between them. Effectively a minor time zone as James Wilkins, Joel Wood get ready to do battle. James Wilkins, look at that machine. He's got the old school Dale Earnhardt Intimidator GM Goodwrench out there. James Wilkins throwing it back to the Intimidator here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. You know, and this was one of the places where the Intimidator really shone. And I think James Wilkins trying to capture that same spirit here tonight in that Intimidator-inspired number 3.
Well, right now it looks like Joel Woods is doing the intimidating, though. He's all over the... Charles Starks, is that? Yeah, Charles Starks is all over the place here looking to try to... Or James Wilkins, all over the place, trying to figure out how to stay out of Joel Woods' way so Joel can get around him. And looks like Joel actually finally made the pass here now.
Remember, Joel Woods only 14th in points, so with Gary Bauer not in the show tonight, this could mean Joel Wood might be able to get the points he needs to try to claw his way into that 12th position for the Chase. We're only halfway through the season, but it's never too early to start looking at points and how they could affect you. One guy that knows the points is going to affect him is the number 31 of Richard Holland, now side by side with a 20 of David Wenk. They're going to continue to run too wide through this track. David Wenk, your points leader. Richard Holland looking to solidify his spot in the chase. He makes a pass. He will now run position number 4 for a while. And in addition to the money, the points, I think, would be the most valuable part of this race for Richard Holland.
You got to wonder. I've been sitting here thinking about it. How long it's going to take for these guys to figure out that they do not want to be running that white line. Them running that low in this track. This is a very abrasive track, and it'll actually eat the tires off the car real bad. The second line, I think, is the actual better line to run. If you want to conserve tires, it's the better line to run.
Second line is definitely the place to conserve, but not a lot of guys being conservative right now. I think they're betting on a couple yellow flags. We saw a lot of caution lap racing during the qualifiers out here earlier this week. So I think a lot of these guys betting that they will eventually get to come down for at least one, maybe 2 or 3 cautions if everything works out okay. And I don't know that I would bet my entire strategy on that, though. Like you're saying, Carl, I don't think you can bet your entire strategy on being able to come down pit road, especially if it stays green, and you're going to have to be forced to do a green flag pit stop.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like what they're doing. They're kind of playing this race, like I said, backwards, because the way it's going right now, it's looking green. So these guys are playing the race backwards here that have pitted a little early and have put the new tires on and fuel. They're going to be off sequence. But I think in the long run, it's going to help them out because everybody else is going to be coming in for their last pit stop. Well, they're going to already have their last pit stop in, and it's going to be interesting here. But that's a long way off. So let's get back to the matter at hand right now. We got the 45 car of David Cater. He is really pulled out a big lead here. He's got a 2.5 lead right now over Don Stevenson.
Top 7 broken away from the rest of the field, about a second between your top 7 drivers. Next battle brewing is really around that 8th place position, around the 22 of TJ Graves, the 32 of Ryan Borges, the 81 of Colton Berkey, and the first caution flag has come out for the evening, and it looks like it's going to involve the 00 of the boss man himself, James Brown, the godfather of Cora. In that Cora machine, you see the finals puff of smoke come out of the 00, and that is going to cost him his only reset of the night in that Cora Sunday Money Chevrolet SS tonight. James Brown, his engine is done.
I don't know if his engine went and it caused him to get loose like that or what, but I was watching him there going down to the turn, and the rear end of his car just kind of kicked out from underneath him, and if the front end caught and it turned dead right out in front of everybody.
You watch a replay you just watched a replay on your screen a moment ago. The 00, James Brown, overcorrected coming off of turn number 2, hit the apron, came right back up, right into the path of the 25 machine, the LaSalle Raceway machine of Bradley Cooper. Both damaged both those cars severely, the 25 getting the better end of it. Rear end damage and a little bit of front end damage for Bradley Cooper, but for the 00 of James Brown, that engine is cooked as soon as he hit that wall head on. So James Brown going to be forced to use one of his 2 resets here, and that is not where you want to use your only reset tonight on lap 25.
It definitely isn't, and you know what that means?
Pit stop time.
Here they come.
David Cater will lead the entire group down pit road. Cater's on pit road. Stevenson, Michael Churchma, Richard Holland, David Wenk, Nathan Sedlak, Michael Johnson on pit road. TJ Graves, Ryan Borges, Colton Berkey, Gordon Berkey, the small town PC machine, and Dominic Diebold, Sal Cardi on pit road. Everybody coming to the attention of their crews. Don Stevenson has the first pit stall, and he is going to at least be taking 2 tires, making 4 tires. Everyone behind him also doing the exact same thing. First one off pit road, looks like it's going to be the 45 of David Cater. They hit the stripe. That's a tough one to call. What do you think?
Man, I think that was a 47 car, to be honest with you.
It's tough as you see Cater now spinning out, trying to getting off of pit road. No, he did not spin off coming out of pit road. He just he did everything he could to get that car out as fast as he could. And as I look at that replay one more time, Carl, I don't know. I think from my camera angle, I think the 45 had it, but it's just so hard to say.
Yeah, it was definitely by the front bumper there, the little decal on the front. I think that's what's going to determine that one, because yeah, that was close.
Alan Larson joining us in the booth. I'm going to ask Alan for his official eye, his race officiating. Put on his race officiating hat here real quick and ask him to give us his judgment ruling on that, Alan.
My judgment ruling is the scoring is always right, and the scoring's got David Cater coming out first. So I guess that's what we got to go by, right?
David Cater wins the race off pit road. Stevenson second, Churchma third. It's going to be, looks like Richard Holland fourth, and David Wenk your top five. No big surprises. Everyone comes off of pit road the way they came in.
Yep, and I think you're going to see this every single time they get a caution. They're going to come in and take 4 tires because, like I said, these guys are running the bottom of this track, and they're just eating the tires off these cars. So I think they're going to be wanting 4 tires every single time they can get that car into the pits.
Less than 100 laps to go at this point. Alan Larson, we talked about the big rule change for the evening during the green flag racing, but I think it bears it's worth talking about again just because it's such a huge rules change for the second half of the season, going from 2 resets to 1. That's going to change how every driver approaches a Cora Sunday Money race.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're kind of hoping we can, cut down on some of the cautions we've been seeing by doing that. We've also activated the penalties to where if you get more than, I believe they've got it set at 10 incidences, the game will automatically disqualify you from the event.
So Cora dropping the hammer on reckless driving out there. This is really going to change everything for the second half of the season, especially when you have the more powerful cars on the track. You've got the Gen 6 cars that are going to be on the track for the next 4 weeks, and then you have the Indy cars on the track for the next 4 weeks. This is really going to be a game changer for a lot of drivers out there.
Yeah, I've heard differing opinions about it. Some drivers like the idea, some drivers hate the idea, and the ones that hate it are the ones that seem to get caught up in everybody else's mess, which is kind of a bummer for them. But we're hoping that it'll change the ones that do the aggressive, make the aggressive moves when they don't need to, make them think twice before they do it, and maybe not cause some of the incidences.
Lights are off on the pace car. A half a lap to go. Forward back to green flag racing. David Cater still in control of the field. Don Stevenson, Michael Churchma, Richard Holland, David Wenk, your top 5. Michael Johnson, Nathan Sedlak, TJ Graves, Ryan Borges, Colton Berkey, your top 10 guys. This is going to be a very, very interesting restart, Carl. There's so much talent here at the top of the field, all battling for one piece of real estate.
Yeah, the one thing these guys are going to be watching for here on the restart is spinning those tires. Like I said before, they've had a lot of practice in them here in the last 2 weeks, but they're still going into a car that's got a lot more power than what they've been running here this past couple of series, and the restarts are really, really important here. One thing you don't want to do is you do not want to cross lanes. Here we go.
You don't want to cross lanes, and David Cater will do nothing of the sort. Cater gets the big jump on Don Stevenson, Michael Churchma third, and look who also got a big jump. David Wenk now in fourth. Richard Holland starting to drop through the field. Look who's getting around him. The D&K trucking machine of Nathan Sedlak, the RMT trucking machine of Michael Johnson, the 32 machine of Ryan Borges. Now here comes TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement, getting right in the mix, and he wants to make it very exciting out there for a lot of these drivers and all the fans.
And I'll tell you what, right there was exactly what I was talking about, just exactly what happened. I just rode along there with Richard Holland on the restart there, and he kind of spun the tires a little bit there, and if you just take a close look at the car, you'll see the rear end of the car just kind of wiggle out, and it cost him a couple positions.
Mr. Excitement, the 22 of TJ Graves, really digging on that high side, and that's what makes Atlanta so much fun. You can pass both lanes. You can pass high, you can pass low. As long as you've got a strong car, you can make it work. And TJ Graves gets around Ryan Borges real easy, score him position number 8, and now that cancer fundraising money cancer fundraiser car for TJ Graves starting to put Michael E. Johnson in his sights.
Yeah, you get the right setup in these cars here. You can really use the outside lane to your advantage and make some really good passes out there. But like I said, it's going to take the right setup to run the outside. Once they get some rubber laid down on this track, though, that outside lane. I think you're going to see it start coming in, and you're going to see a lot more passing going on the outside lanes.
Back up front, David Cater not getting away from Don Stevenson as he intended to. This time, Don Stevenson is going to stay within 3 car lengths of him, and so will Michael Churchma. Churchma, who was your pole sitter, he's going to stay within striking distance of your leaders as well. So we're now seeing a little bit more parity up front. Whatever Don Stevenson did to that car, he made it work. He made it work out well for him, and now he's got a good shot at taking back the lead.
Yeah, it looks like he's holding a real pretty wheel there, and in Don Stevenson. Yeah, he's not losing ground like he was before. Matter of fact, it looks like he might actually be gaining some ground. But we'll see what happens here when David's tires start coming in for him. Once David's tires come in and they get some heat in them, I think you're going to start seeing him pull back away again. He's just got a real fast setup here.
Meanwhile, the 81 of Colton Berkey trying to recover. The SH&D trucking machine overcorrected off of turn number 4, something we've seen kind of common tonight. And he is going to take a little bit of ride into the grass out there. Able to save it, though, able to keep going it. You're going to see the replay here real quick of Colton Berkey taking his wild off-road ride. And that is going to hurt the driver of the SH&D Lions Club Trucking Chevrolet. He was running position number 12. Now he's going to be rescored position number 26 after his wild ride.
Did a great job catching that thing, though. Boy, that could have been disastrous up there in the middle of the pack like that, and could have taken a lot of cars out.
Michael Johnson, now the 78 machine. He is running position number 6, getting position off Nathan Sedlak in the 35 machine. The D&K Trucking Chevrolet now under fire from TJ Graves. Mr. Excitement trying to make it exciting, but it looks like it's going to be the 2 drivers and him who get the most of the excitement. Sedlak and Johnson going back and forth for that 6th position out here at the world's fastest mile and a half at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Johnson, Sedlak, they continue to go nose to tail, and I don't think these guys are done battling for that 6th place position.
Well, we've got a quick chance here. I want to give a shout out to some friends out in Palm Springs, California that are tuned in watching the race here tonight.
And certainly a hello to all of our friends watching from Palm Springs and everywhere in the world here on LSRTV and with the Cora Sunday Money Series. Battle for position number 9 now as Ryan Borges, the 32 machine, tries to get around, or tries to find off Salicardi, the Curiel Trucking Chevrolet. Salicardi in that Curiel Trucking Chevrolet won the position, won't be able to get it. The outside was not the place he can make that pass out there, and so now he's going to be forced to go back behind Ryan Borges. And Borges, looks like he's having a little bit of a hard time out there. He did start this race in the top 3, but somehow, some way, it looks like that setup just didn't translate, and now he's just happy to claw along, holding along to the top 10, but barely.
Well, I've been watching here around Ryan, and it looks like he's calmed that down a little bit. I've been watching his steering wheel here last couple of laps, and before the caution, he was really fighting with that car. Like I said before, he was turning it right a lot. You don't want to turn right. If you're turning right, you're in bad shape. Right now, it looks like he's holding a nice steady wheel, and it's the changes he made in the pits there look like they're paying off a little bit for him now. The car's calmed down a lot, and looks like he's able to make some good forward progress.
$40 laps done here. Just over 40 laps done here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Kohls Wheelberg 125. Just about a third of the way done. Only one caution flag. Kohls Wheelberg really getting their entertainment's worth out of tonight's race. One of the primary sponsors here of the Cora Sunday Money Series. Learn more about them at Cora's website, Cora-Racing.com. Cora-Racing.com, home of the Sunday Money Series and Championship Online Racing Association. Just over a third of the race done here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it will continue to be David Cater in the lead. Can he hold on to it for the other 2/3? We'll find out when we return. You're watching LSRTV's live coverage of the Cora Sunday Money Series live from Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center 125. David Cater still in control of this race, just about a second over Don Stevenson, Michael Churchman, David Wenk, Michael Johnson, your top 5. Richard Holland, Nathan Sedlak, TJ Graves, Ryan Borges, Sal Cardi, your top 10 here in the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center 125, part of the Cora Sunday Money Series. And Carl, David Cater, you just can't say enough about that STP machine. He is working like a son of a gun out there and is cruising his way to $30 and a huge points boost.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just watching somebody down here on the apron there. I saw some smoke there and trying to see who that was. It looks like might have been the number 60 is Sean Dewar. Sean Dewar having a little bit of problems there.
You see the replay now on your screen. Sean Dower, one of those autosforsale.com machines out there, the Chevrolet, just overcorrects it, coming off of turn number 2 again, and he is going to drop a lot of positions as a result of it. Drops 3 positions from 15th to 18th as a result of just overcorrecting it off the turns. Carl, it's something we've seen out of all these guys out here tonight, overcorrecting it on the turn. Either they're taking the turn too hard or they're not putting enough speed through the turn, and this is causing them to overcorrect and have to do all kinds of stuff out there.
Well, yeah, like I said, they're really loose getting into the turns here. When they hit that turn and they're making that first cut into the turn, the rear end wants to kick around on them. And as soon as it starts, the first thing that goes in your mind is, okay, you're going to spin, so let's bring it around to the right, and then the front wheels catch, and then it's all over. It's usually sends it right out to the front out to the wall. It gets kind of hairy.
One driver who suffered that earlier was SH&D trucking driver Colton Berkey. He just got past the 26 of Marcus Babb, one of the new old schools motorsports drivers, and he is going to take away position number 18. A long way to climb in the ladder, but Colton Berkey trying to do it one step at a time. In front of him, another old schools driver about to get past. Phil Gary in the 68 machine, about to get passed by the 04 of Dustin Loynes. That is, if the 68 doesn't find a new wind in its sails and try to cruise right by the Doublemint machine. Double your pleasure, double your fun, not when Phil Gary is around. Great paint scheme by the 0-4 machine, that Doublemint paint scheme, the Doublemint Ford Fusion, trying to get around the 68. They still battle for position number 16 out here. Phil Gary, Dustin Loins trying to battle for that 16th place position. And Alan, this isn't terribly unlike what we saw in the qualifying races all week, except the qualifying races we saw guys getting really, really aggressive here at the world's fastest half mile.
Yeah, we sure did. But I'm really impressed with the race tonight. It's been a great race, and I think it's going to be an even better finish.
One car down on pit road. It is going to be the Chevy Super Sport of Charles Starks, the Jeg Chevrolet. He's going to come down for 4 tires and a full tank of fuel, and it looks like might have some additional adjustments on that machine, and he's going to be down there all by himself. That is going to cost him a lot of time and probably a couple more laps out there that he can't afford as David Cater continues to run flawlessly after 55 laps on the field. Only 70 to go.
Here, I got a riddle for you. What has 4 tires and a 1.5 second lead?
Not me.
David Cater, he is just driving the wheels off this thing and has really pulled up a big lead.
Let's just see how fast he's going out here. Let's get an idea of what we're dealing with and what all these other drivers are dealing with. David Cater, 1.7 seconds, nearing a 2-second lead over the rest of the field. Let's go ahead and crank it up with the driver of the number 45 STP Chevrolet.
I want to give a shout out to a couple of the guys out there in the chat box. Go ahead and use that chat box, guys. There, that's what it's there for. Michael D'Amico, good to see you out there watching. David Kyle's out there watching. Thanks for watching, guys.
Alan Larson effectively photobombing the booth here tonight, though we are glad to have our guys out there in the chat box. Be sure to use the chat box. We'll be seeing them, monitoring your comments all night. Get us on Twitter, get us on Facebook, however you want to communicate with us. We'll be seeing it, and Alan Larson will... What's a term for that, when you just bomb the race cast? It's not photobombing, it's chat bombing?
There you go, chat bombing. That's what it is.
Alan Larson dropping the chat bombing tonight. And now Alan all of a sudden gets shy. So you got some trouble now in front of your leaders. The 21 and 90 machines almost get caught up there. Mark McFadden, the Agassiz Speedway machine, getting caught up with Jason Halverson running that old school Woods Brothers Ford Fusion paint scheme. And David Cater's going to navigate around the 21 with some relative ease. And now he's got to contend with the other Ford in front of him, the 90 of Mark McFadden. McFadden is going to drop way down low and give the leader all of the room he is due to continue racing out there. 1.124 seconds officially now your lead on Don Stevenson. David Cater has, and I've got a feeling he's not done making that lead grow.
I'll tell you, that was very classy. They're getting down out of the leader's way, but I have a funny feeling that second place is not going to get the same courtesy. You don't want to go the lap down, but you'll let the leader go for courtesy, but you don't want to lose touch with that leader just in case you have a chance of getting him around him again.
And check out what that did there real quick, though. Don Stevenson now less than a second away from David Cater. That lap traffic is helping the cause of the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet, Don Stevenson. He's now starting to pick up a little bit of time, not a whole lot of time, but a little bit of time on your leader as a result of some of that lap traffic.
Oh, yeah, well, it's making him change his line. He's running the line that he's used to and the car is used to, and As soon as he has to change his line and go a little bit higher out of the turns, like you just saw there, yeah, it slows him down. He lost just about a half a second of the lead that he had, but it looks like he's starting to build it right back up again.
Battle for 10th place now, the 39 Curiel Trucking Chevrolet of Sal Accardi doing battle with the Cancer Fundraising 22 machine of TJ Graves. Mr. Excitement wants to not only stay in the top 10, he wants to lock in the top 10, but he's having a hard time. Sal Accardi, a regular here in the Cora Sunday Money Series, he's finding a way to keep in the top 10, and you know what? It's not a bad thing. Championships aren't built on wins, they're built on consistent finishes, and Sal Accardi is looking to get himself another consistent finish here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Consistency is a very, very big part of the points championship. I mean, a win is nice, but when you get to the point where you figure out, well, I might not win this race, probably a good idea to see where I can hold on to without losing too much ground. But yeah, Mr. Sal Accardi, he does run very consistently week after week after week. That's why he is where he's at in points right now.
Colton Berkey continuing to climb the ladder, now position number 15 for the SH&D Trucking Chevrolet. Dominic Dyball, the small town PC Chevrolet, finds himself in the top 15. Bradley Cooper, who was involved in the first incident tonight with the CEO, James Brown, he's now going to be in 13th place with the LaSalle Speedway Chevrolet. Gordon Berkey, the other Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet here in the Kohls Wheelberg 125, he's now in top 12. Garrett Atwell, the Atomic Church Chevrolet, he's been up top in the top group all night. Just can't seem to break into the top 10, but it's hard to when you have such talented drivers in that group. Speaking of talented drivers, now battle for position number 8. The D&K Trucking Chevrolet of Nathan Sedlak under fire from Sal Accardi, and Accardi wastes no time getting position number 8, really forced the 35 into making that mistake, and Accardi exploits it to the fullest.
And just watching these cars here now, getting ready to go a lap down now is Martin Porter, I think. Yeah, Martin Porter, I think, looks like the next car ready to go a lap down. To our leader, David Cater. And he's coming fast. Yeah, he's actually picked up a little bit more of a lead now. He's back up to a 1.1 second lead after getting around some of these lap cars. And they're moving up out of his way, it looks like, a little bit more than what the first two guys did.
Hey, Carl, did you see where they built that new Super Walmart?
No, I didn't. Where was that at?
Between David Cater and Don Stevenson.
Oh.
Wow. That's how big the lead is between Cater and Stevenson right now. And Stevenson, who right now leads the points in the Nationwide Series with 2 wins and 2 top 5 finishes in that group. Incredibly talented driver, but tonight he just doesn't have anything to answer to David Cater. Cater's just taken away the lead early in the race and never bothered to look back.
Nor do I think he's going to. Something drastic is going to have to happen, I think, for Mr. Cater to give up this lead.
Cater already passed the 18 and 8 machine, now the 47 machine of Don Stevenson, trying to get around the 18 and 8 to see if he can catch up. Or the 47 might be working with 18 to try to pick up a little bit of draft and see if he can't improve his speed to try to catch up with David Cater. We talked about Stevenson using lap traffic to his advantage earlier. Now we got Mark McFadden coming off pit road in the Agassiz Speedway Ford Fusion. We talked about Don Stevenson using lap traffic earlier to his advantage, and now as he gets around the 18 machine, it looks like he's going to try to do just that and see if he can't get a little draft going to give him a tailwind to catch up to David Cater.
Well, like I said, I don't see them moving over as easily for second place as they do the leader. It seems like they just show a little bit more respect for the leader than they do second place. Once you go that lap down, like I said, nothing to lose, so you might as well just try to keep from falling any further back than what you are. So they're going to race Don Stevenson a little bit more than they do David. And I see David's going to start, and he's starting to lose a lot of time here trying to negotiate through this lap traffic.
Another guy losing a little bit of time out there is Michael Churchma in the Lafarge Chevrolet. He is in that gravel Chevrolet. He was running strong all night, running position number 3. As you see him now trying to get around Michael Whitlock in that old school Winston Cup style car out there. Kind of a cool paint scheme for Michael Whitlock. You see Churchman get around him easily, but look who's coming along with him. The RMT Trucking Chevrolet of Michael Johnson. He wants to get right behind that 88 machine. He wants to take away position number 3 and see if he can't walk away with a podium finish and just under $20 in his pocket.
Yeah, look who else we haven't talked too much about tonight is Gordon Berkey there in the number 17 Kohls Wheelberg Trucking Center, number 17. Yeah, he's trucking along really nicely here in 10th place, but looks like Bradley Cooper's going to give him a run here. Coming down into turn 1, Bradley Cooper takes the inside of Gordon Berkey. Looks like he's not going to make it stick yet. Can he do it? Can he do it? No. Gordon Berkey slammed the door.
Gordon Berkey slammed the door hard. He will stay within the top 10, and he will keep that car moving forward in the right direction. Another driver who's been bringing a lot of excitement to the top 10 is that 22 machine of TJ Graves. You notice he's got the big purple and white ribbon on the hood of his car. That's because tonight he's running for the next 4 races. He's going to be running a very, very special special paint scheme for Jan Bacon, 53 years old, finds herself just struck with stage 4 cancer while on a trip in Tampa. They're trying to get her home. They're trying to get her home so she can get treatment, and hopefully she can beat this cancer that she's on, taking her granddaughter on vacation. If you want to donate, if you want to help out with her cause, you can go to GoFundMe.com/write this down 7JPQF8. GoFundMe.com, or you can search Cancer Strikes 1,800 Miles for Home. Search for Jan Bacon, and you can donate to the cause there. And TJ Graves donating the hood of his car for Jan Bacon, and certainly our thoughts and prayers with the family as well as they continue to raise funds to bring her home.
Yeah, these guys are more than racers; they're human. That's one thing I can say about this group. I get to hang around with them. Bunch of great guys, and whenever there's a cause, these guys are going to step up and they're going to do whatever it takes to try to, whether it is raising money for these people here or even the awareness of people against distracted driving. We see a lot of people out there running those logos on their car, but yeah, that is an awesome paint scheme. I'm really touched to see TJ out there running that today.
And we talked to his team before the race. They said they're going to be having the ribbons on the car for the next 4 Gen 6 races. So be sure to look for that same exact paint scheme when we go racing from Talladega in just 1 week's time, Charlotte in 2 weeks, and Daytona to finish off the Gen 6 series here in the regular season. Gordon Berkey's got one cause on his mind as well, and that is getting a top 10 finish. The Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet, now position number 9, and it's going to be Bradley Cooper coming along for the ride as well. The LaSalle Speedway machine, after getting involved in that first incident, he uses his reset to his advantage, and now he's top 10.
And back up here in the front again, it looks like David Cater and Don Stevenson both have made it through the lap traffic now, and they're starting to pull away from the rest of the field. They've got a really big lead. They got a 6-second lead on Mike Churchman.
The 39 of Salicardi will be the first lead lap driver to come down pit road, and this could be the final pit stops of the night as we run lap number 81, completed 80 laps. The 22 and TJ Graves is going to join him down there as well.
And here comes our leader.
And here comes our leader down pit road.
Let's take a ride down here with David Cater as he pulls into the pits.
David Cater, who led so many laps out here, he's going to now throw it down pit road, and he's going to try to play this race just a little bit backwards as well. It's going to be a 4-tire stop and a full tank of fuel as TJ Graves and Salicardi come off pit road. David Cater wastes no time getting into his stall, clean entrance. It will be 4 tires, a full tank of fuel. Cater down and away. Johnson now on pit road. Richard Holland on pit road. And it looks like the green flag pit stops have started. Ryan Borges, a 24 Design Chevrolet, he's on pit road. Jason Halverson, the Ford Motorcraft machine, he's on pit road as well.
Oh, close call there. That kind of scared me there. I was watching David Cater as he pulled back out on the track there. He almost got rear-ended. I didn't see the car that almost hit him there, but had to take some evasive action as David pulled back out on the racetrack.
Don Stevenson, who just got credit for leading another lap, he's going to come down to the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet. He's going to be looking for the same exact thing. 4 tires, full tank of fuel. Michael Churchman, the Storm Motorsports driver, in the Lafarge Chevrolet. He's going to come down pit road. LR David Wenck, the other Storm Motorsports driver, in the LR Kelly Trucking Chevrolet. He's going to come down pit road looking for 4 tires and a full tank of fuel. Bradley Cooper now down on pit road. James Wilkins on pit road. John Panzula, the Dixon Trucking Chevrolet, on pit road. The 18 comes off, and now here comes Everett Lane, the W&W Trucking Machine, on pit road. 4 tires and a full tank of fuel. Martin Porter, who is a 1 lap down, he's down on pit road right now. Everett Lane having a hard time. The fast lane driver having a hard time in his stall. Looks like he might be having a little bit more issues than just tires and fuel out there. Martin Porter now off pit road, and it will be the 1 machine off pit road as well. So both those drivers look like they have a little bit of an issue down there, but they're going to get back off pit road and get back on the racing surface. Dominic Dyball, the 15 machine, the small town PC Chevrolet, currently scored as your leader. He's going to come down pit road this time by.
And here comes Joel Woods into the pits.
'15 was only doing 35 miles per hour going down pit road. He was being incredibly cautious going down on pit road. Joel Wood, who has just scored as your leader on pit road. James Brown, the CEO, in the Cora machine. He's now going to be coming off pit road. 4 tires and a full tank of fuel. His stop down there. And right now, it's going to be, after everything cycled through, it's David Cater being scored as your leader. The 60 of Sean Nauer currently being scored in second. And he's going to stay out on the field. It's going to be Dominic Dyball third. It should be Don Stevenson third, Michael Churchman fourth, and Michael Johnson your top 5. So as everything cycles through, the more it changes, the more it stays the same.
Well, that 35 mile an hour coming into pit road is really, really going to hurt, though, because you lose a lot of track position when you're not doing what everybody else is doing. Everybody else was bringing it in pits at pit road speed, coming in at 35 miles an hour. Man, that's really going to hurt you.
Pit road cycling's been complete. Alan Larson, sorry to step on you. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I talked to David Cater before the race tonight, and I wished him good luck, and he says, yeah, we'll talk to you in victory lane afterwards. And I said, okay, buddy.
Well, it looks like one of your premonitions might come true tonight.
Looks like he's got a little bit of a lead, too. Not much. Oh, 5 seconds. Never mind.
That's all? David Cater, Don Stevenson, Michael Churchman, Michael Johnson, Ryan Borges. Your top 5 is Sean Dower in the AutosForSale.com Chevrolet. Comes down pit road. Let's go ahead and step away from the microphones real quick and bring you the conclusion to tonight's race. David Cater continues to have a stranglehold on this race. Can he hold on? We'll find out when we return. You're watching the Cora Sunday Money Series, Kohls Wheelberg 125, live from Atlanta Motor Speedway on LSRTV. Caution flag out for the second time here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Garrett Atwell, the Atomic Church Chevrolet, going for a ride as Dominic Dyball in the Small Town Computers Chevrolet just gets into the rear end of him, trying to make the pass on the low side. Atwell nowhere to go. He's going to go sliding, tries to save it, forced to drop it down onto the apron, almost gets back into the racing surface, forces Ryan Borges to make some very, very evasive maneuvers, and we are back to yellow flag racing as a lot of guys now trying to get their stuff perfected for the rest of this race. David Cater still out in front of this field. Don Stevenson second, Michael Churchman third, Michael Johnson fourth, Ryan Borges your top five, as we see a lot of guys coming down pit road for that, just that little extra caution stop, if you will. That little extra, I need a little bit left in my tank, you know, to get it all the way through, and maybe even the little bit newer tires.
Well, I'll tell you one thing here, though. I think Garrett Atwell's sighing a big sigh of relief there, because he's not going to have to use up his repair, I don't think, on that. He'll just go in and get some tires put back on, and he'll be good to go, because I don't think he touched anything in that spin. Just got it around.
Didn't touch anything, able to hold it off, able to keep it moving the right direction. That's the good news. The bad news is, with the time running out, he really couldn't afford that spin right at that moment, because that's going to cost him a little bit of time. Even just getting tires alone, being one lap down, that's going to hurt him just a little bit.
Yeah, and you see what Green Flag Racing has done. It's given us quite a few cars less on the lead lap than what we're used to seeing. We are down to... Well, actually, it looks like we picked up some. I guess some of these guys were able to get out in front of the pace car there, so they're going to get their lap back, it looks like. So it's going to bring us up to about 19 cars, I believe, on the lead lap.
Alan Larson hanging out down with everyone in the chat box. What are they saying about this Green Flag Racing tonight?
Yeah, they really seem to be enjoying it. Had a couple people, Michael D'Amico, appreciate the flowers there. But yeah, we're chatting it up over there.
Hey, don't forget, you too can get involved in the conversation. Just check us out on YouTube and get yourself involved in the conversation. Alan Larson's down there having a great time with everybody. And if you're in the chat box, I'm almost a little bit sorry, because, you know, you got Alan Larson down there.
Oh, that was just wrong.
But we love Alan. I love Alan. You love Alan.
Alan's a good man. Good buddy.
Alan's a good man. Everyone giving love to Alan Larson tonight, as it looks like the lead order has changed just a little bit. Gordon Berkey and the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet going to lead right now under the caution flag. The Kohls Wheelberg 125, as time now starting to really tick off. Once we cross the start finish line, we're only going to have about 36 or 31 laps left in this race. 30 when we go back to Green Flag Racing, it looks like, as the lights come off the pace car. Lots of guys getting their laps back here. Jason Halverson will be back in the lead lap. The Dixon truck machine of John Pansula back in the lead lap. The Atomic Church machine of Garrett Atwell. Dominic Dyball back in the lead lap. Martin Porter, Everett Lane, all back on the lead lap as they get around the pace car. Gordon Berkey now going to be in front, or Gordon Berkey was in front of the field, and I don't know where he's going.
Looks like he's choosing to start on the outside.
Gordon Berkey will elect to start on the outside. It looks like, they're trying to figure out where everyone's supposed to be lined up. Gordon Berkey is supposed to be your leader. Bradley Cooper second. David Cater, Don Stevenson, Michael Churchma, your top five. As Gordon Berkey, he's way in front of the field or way behind it.
Well, as the leader, you get to choose where you want to start, inside or out, and it looks like he's choosing the outside to start the race.
So we'll have to figure out what exactly is going on with that. I know our administrators have extended the caution flag. Lights should go off again this time around. And it looks like we're going to get it figured out one more time here with only 29 laps left to go in this feature. Fast-running feature tonight. And, Alan, this is not what we saw in the caution races.
No, not at all. But I think what might have happened is that a caution came out there right when people were making pit stops. And I think Gordon might have got himself a lap down and got out in front behind the pace car, but in front of the leaders, and taken the wave around.
Yes, so strange shenanigans. I rates him, and such is life, as they say. But it looks like we are back to the regular starting order now, so it should be Bradley Cooper second, David Cater first, I want to say. And so I think we're being treated to a very unique restart out here, guys. Let's go on board with Michael Churchma, currently running fifth in the Lafarge Chevrolet. As we'll go split screen. You'll see the restart here, and you'll ride on board with Churchma as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Gordon Berkey, Bradley Cooper, your front row. They're going to give it one more time. The Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet going to lead the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center 125 to the green flag for what could be the last time. Gordon Berkey gets the lead, but David Cater immediately on his back bumper, and he will have no choice but to yield it. Michael Churchma immediately there as well. Churchma battling for that second place position, hoping to get first, and behind him a whole litany of drivers looking for position, looking for drive up front, looking to make it work. Going up to the front of the field. Cater back in control. Churchma second. Ryan Borges third. Don Stevenson fourth.
Yeah, it looks like Gordon spun the tires there coming on the restart there, and he just lost a bunch of positions. I believe he's going to drop all the way back into around the fifth position. But yeah, he had to spun the tires there because the rear end of his car kind of went sideways, and guess who passed him? David Cater. Surprise?
I am.
I think what happened there is David Cater actually must have pitted during that pit stop, and Gordon stayed out. That's the only thing I can think. Maybe Gordon had just made a pit stop with a few laps sooner than that or something. I really don't know, but I think they've got it all straightened out now.
So the new tires on Cater and the old tires on Gordon Berkey was the deciding factor of that then.
Top 10 now running single file. Closest battle was position number 6 just a moment ago. Bradley Cooper, Richard Holland trying to do a little bit of business out there on the track as the rest of your top 5 start to file away from each other. And David Cater once again setting sail on this field. Alan, during the commercial break, you were telling us something very interesting about David Cater. You talked to him before the race. What did he tell you coming into tonight's race here at Atlanta?
Yeah, I talked to him just prior to the race, and wished him good luck, and he said he'd speak to us from Victory Lane, or he was looking forward to speaking to us. He'd really like another winner's interview. So I think maybe his prediction is coming true.
Marcus Babb had a couple of issues on the restart out there. You're watching the replay on your screen right now, and Marcus Babb, again, it looks like he just might have had almost the same exact issues that Gordon Berkey did. When you run on those older tires, when you run on tires that have a little bit of wear on them, you don't get the same amount of grip that the sticker tire would, and as a result of that, you lose. You just drop position, and there's nowhere to go but backwards.
Looks like the battle's starting to heat up here for around 8th, 9th, and 10th position. We got Bradley Cooper, David Wink, and T.J. Graves. They're running in the 8th, 9th, and 10th position respectively, and it looks like David Wink is really putting a lot of pressure on Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper sliding it up the track there a little bit. David Wink is going to look down on the inside in the backstretch there, and it looks like he's going to try to make the pass.
24 laps left to go. If you're going to make the pass, now is the time to do it, and Richard Holland does it in convincing fashion. Gets around Gordon Berkey, and that should put the number 31 AutosForSale.com Chevrolet into position number 5. Who coming along with him is the RMT trucking driver, Michael Johnson. He's looking to solidify his spot in the chase, and no better way to do it than getting yourself a top 5 finish. Top 10 finish is Michael Johnson. Now position number 6, Gordon Berkey in the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet, trying to hold on to a top 10. David Wink, your points leader, not as strong as we've seen him. And now 26 is involved. Marcus Babb is into the wall. He's now in the apron. The 26 machine, heavy rear end damage on the AutosForSale.com. The Old Schools driver not bringing out the caution flag. They are going to keep the caution in the pocket of the flagman, and we're going to continue green flag racing.
Yeah, don't look now, but this 47 car, that Don Stevenson, he's closing in on David Cater. He's coming.
Salacardi coming off pit road, the Curiel trucking driver who was running top 10. Looks like the bad luck bug bit him one more time. And now Salacardi comes off pit road, losing a lot of positions. Meanwhile, back up front, David Cater only just over a half second last time around. I've got a feeling that number's going to close down as Don Stevenson starts to tighten the screws on that Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet.
And now the battle's starting to heat up between TJ Graves and Gordon Berkey. TJ Graves kind of gets into the back end there of Gordon, gets him a little bit sideways, but Gordon was able to hang on to it, slams the door on him. And here comes TJ. He's going to try it one more time. He's going to be looking down to the inside. That's Bradley Cooper, looking down to the inside there. And Gordon was able to hold him off again there in that turn.
Able to hold him off again. Bradley Cooper in the LaSalle Speedway Chevrolet. He's trying to hold on to his top 10 finish, maybe even the top 9, if he can get around Gordon Berkey in that number 17 machine. Meanwhile, back up front, David Cater's lead starting to erode. Last time around, Don Stevenson picked up a half second. This time around, loses almost that exact same amount of time. Don Stevenson now 3/4 of a second away from David Cater. Michael Churchma third, Ryan Borges fourth, and now battle for fifth as Richard Holland's going to give it up to Michael E. Johnson, the RMT trucking driver, about to be position number 5, completes the pass in turns 3 and 4. So now Michael Johnson looking for a top 5 finish.
Bradley Cooper and Gordon Berkey still battling here. Coming down the front stretch, Bradley Cooper's going to take a look to the inside of Gordon Berkey. Gordon Berkey says, I'm coming right back down in front of you again. And here he goes. He slams the front door. Bradley Cooper says, okay, well, I'm going to try the outside.
18 laps left to go in this feature before we have a champion crowned and the money awarded. And David Cater looking to be the Babe Ruth of Atlanta Motor Speedway and call his own shot, call his own number. He can do so in 17 more laps. Stevenson second, Ryan Borges now in fourth. It's me, Michael Churchma third, Johnson now fifth, and I don't think that battle's done for position number 5. Richard Holland, the AutosForSale.com 31, wants a top 5 finish. Michael Johnson does not want to have to give it to him, and both those drivers closing up rapidly on Ryan Borges.
Still sitting back here watching this battle between Gordon and Bradley. It's really good. These guys are having a lot of fun out here, it looks like. Here comes Bradley. He's going to try to the inside one more time. Gordon once again just slams the door on him. Here he comes. He's got a good run on him now coming into turn 1. He's going to take him low. Looks like he's going to have to pass. Yes, he does. He got the pass finally. Bradley Cooper finally gets around the number 17 car, takes the 9th place away.
So Bradley Cooper will will solidify his spot in the top 10 if he can complete 15 or 16 more laps, 15 when we cross the start finish line. Gordon Berkey now position number 10 and starting to slide through the field. Colton Berkey in 81 looking to try to poach a position away. Father and son now about to do a little bit of business out here as 81 could nab a big top 10 here finish if he can get around that 17 of Gordon Berkey.
And don't look now, but it looks like David Cater's going to actually extend his lead out a little bit more. He's up to a full second lead now on Don Stevenson. Don Stevenson, I think, conceded to that. He's gonna finish there in the second play. Oh, we got a caution on the field.
Caution on the field late in the race, and this could change everything. It looks involved the 0-1 of John Pansula, the Dixon Trucking Chevrolet. Once again, just gets off that danger spot, going off of turns 1 and 2, touches the wall, and then he's going to go get around right in front of the 21 of Jason Halverson. So Halverson and Pansula make contact. Pansula gets almost into the racing groove, and out of abundance of caution, our officials will throw the caution flag. So John Pansula in the 0-1 Dixon Trucking Chevrolet bringing out the caution flag late in the race. And guys, this changes everything.
Well, what it changes big time is that lead that David Cater had there. It's going to bring Don Stevenson right back to his outside on the restart. So what do you think? 4 tires and fuel?
David Cater, Don Stevenson, both of them have brand new tires. Both of them have the same amount of fuel, but now it's just going to be a grudge match between them. We should go back to green flag racing with less than 10 laps to go. And guys, depending on how long this goes, we could be seeing our final restart of the night. So those moves, whatever happens up front, may decide how this race is going to go. David Cater, though, he's not going to take any chances. He's going to come down pit road. Cater's going to come down. Stevenson's going to come down. Churchma, Borges, Johnson, Holland, Wenck, your entire top 10 is going to come down pit road. Nobody leaving it to chance out here.
Yeah, you see the leader come in, you do the same thing because 4 tires on this track, Yeah, it's very important. You get 4 tires put on that thing, you're going to be passing everybody like they're standing still that didn't get tires put on. So, smart move by the whole field to bring it down here and get tires and fuel.
Can anybody say follow the leader?
Looks like David Cater only took on 2 tires.
Cater did only take on 2 tires, and Stevenson's going to take on 4. That could be the move of the race right there. The 45 of David Cater only took 2 tires, took 2 outside tires, down and away. He will get off well ahead of Don Stevenson. Behind him, a couple of the drivers only taking 2 tires. Michael Johnson only took 2 tires. The 25 of Bradley Cooper only took 2 tires. Mr. Excitement himself, I believe, only took 2 tires. Of your top 5, Don Stevenson, the only one to take all 4.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere because this is going to get good. It's going to be a barn burner for the end. 4 tires to 2 tires. Boy, that's... I think I'd want the 4 tires. I really think I'd want the 4 tires on this track. I really, really do.
I'm almost inclined to agree with you, Carl, but there are 2 things that I think are playing against me having 4 tires. Number 1, there's going to be less than 10 laps to go before we're back to green flag racing. Which always throws a little bit of danger into this racing, especially because there is no overdrive finish. There's no green, white, checkered finish here in the iRacing sim. Number two, you also now have to contend with traffic. You're not restarting on the front row. You're restarting with 4 other guys in front of you, and you got to find your way through that traffic before a yellow flag comes out or before the caution comes out and the race is over.
Well, we saw what 2 tires can do to you, though. Well, actually, we saw what no tires could do to you. That's what happened with Gordon. Berkey there, he didn't take any tires. Everybody else took on 4 and passed him like he was standing still. You got to wonder.
Alan Larson, you've driven this track before. You know what happens out here. What would you do in that situation?
4 tires, 4 new shoes, and a bucket of oats, like JD would say.
Yes, invoking that old cowboy wisdom. I see.
Gidea?
Alan, what are the fans saying about it? What are our fans saying about the situation? What would they be taking, 2 or 4?
Well, nobody's really said, but I think just from knowing this track and knowing the way these cars handle, you want, pretty generally, unless you know your setup real good, and I'm sure David Cater does, I'm sure you want 4 tires.
I don't know that I'm still going to argue for David Cater here, guys, because I don't know that I want to have 4 tires then to contend with traffic and to have slow traffic in front of me with this race being decided in all of 8 laps. That's 8 laps. This race will be decided in 8 laps. Lights are off on the pace car. Cater and Johnson double up now, and this race will be decided in, 9 laps. 9 laps will decide this race.
Yeah, definitely. I think maybe David Cater knows something we don't. He's the setup guru, so we'll have to see how it works out for him.
David Cater, the setup guru, going to take on Don Stevenson, the nationwide champion apparent in what's going to be 9 laps of chaos here at Atlanta Motor Speedway to end the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center 125. Carl, let's bring him to green.
Well, it looks like we're going to have 4 tires on the outside, only a couple positions back. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen here. This is going to be neat.
3 cars only have 2 tires in that front group. Cater, Johnson, Cooper all took 2 tires. The 47 of Don Stevenson took 4. The battle begins. 9 laps to go. David Cater gets the big jump, and he wants to win it. He wants to call his own number down Victory Road. Michael Johnson now in second, looking for that podium position, and now in contact between the 25 and 32. That's for position number 4 right now. Those 2 drivers almost making contact. The 47, though, he's now going to go low, and he's going to start digging his way to the front.
Now, you said it. He got a big jump on the restart there, but here comes Don Stevenson. Don Stevenson makes it around Michael Johnson, and here he comes. He's got his 4 good tires down to David Cater's 2. Let's see what happens.
I don't want to jinx anybody here, guys, but I think David Cater might have made a big mistake. He got a little bit too much of a jump, and I think he might have changed lanes. We'll have to see what the officials do, but he might have changed lanes before the start-finish line, and if that's the case, I hope it's not, but you know, for his sake, but he could be getting a black flag.
David Cater racing like that black flag doesn't matter. 6 to go. And he doesn't have the lead that he had that time around. Stevenson able to pick up a little bit of time, and now under half a second between the 47 and the 45. And it looks like the 47 of Don Stevenson, the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet, doing everything he can to dig as hard as he can. He's got the 4 tires to burn, and he's not going to leave anything left on the track. Slowly but surely, he is going to try to make that climb. 6 to go. Stevenson, Cater, only a half a second between them.
Well, and don't count Cater out. He's really pushing it hard there. He actually picked up about 100th of a second on him, on Don Stevenson that lap. So we'll have to see. Don Stevenson is pushing it as hard as he can, though. He knows he has 4, and he knows that David Cater only took on 2. He was watching. I'm sure he was, and so sure was people in his pits there were watching to see what Stevenson did.
That time around, lead stays the same despite the 4 tires on Don Stevenson's car. Still a half second between Stevenson and Cater. Cater only has 2 tires with 5 to go, and he continues to drive that car as if it were brand new out of the showroom. Nobody can answer to David Cater. Now the only thing that can hold him back is the official's decision. As we got wrecking down to the field, let's follow David Cater, though, as he crosses the start-finish line, and that should be all she wrote. Big trouble, though, coming out turns 3 and 4. Gordon Berkey involved. James Brown involved. Dustin Loynes. Joel Wood gets a big piece of it. Lots of drivers, lots of bench sheet metal everywhere. Richard Holland, major damage on that machine. It is done. Michael Churchma got involved in that. David Wenck got involved in that one. That is going to have a huge implication on where the points end as a result of this race. Major damage in turns 3 and 4. It was the 88 of Michael Churchma that started that one. As you see the replay here on your screen, got loose trying to make the pass around the 25 machine of Bradley Cooper. Was forced to go way down on the apron, almost cuts it all the way to turns 3 and 4, then makes contact with Mr. Excitement himself, TJ Graves, which starts the spin in front of your group. The 88 takes out the 31 machine of Sean Dower, takes out the 20 machine of David Wenck, and the chaos continues from there. Like it's just a huge domino effect, as they say. The 31 got into that one. Richard Holland got into that one. The 00 of James Brown, Dustin Loynes, Joel Wood, all getting major pieces of that one. And a lot of drivers now who were top 10 contenders, they are now going to be watching or having to haul their cars away, asking what if, as this race, for all intents and purposes, over.
Yeah, I was right along there with Joel Woods in the 79 car. He had that thing slowed just about down to a stop there. He was going to avoid the accident. He got rear-ended. Somebody else just came right along and didn't see. I don't know if they didn't see it or didn't see Joel slowing down. Just slammed him right in the rear end, and a lot of damage to the back of the 79 car, Joel Wood there.
Joel Wood, Richard Holland, both ends of that car just absolutely destroyed as a result of that incident. Michael Churchma, who was a top 10 contender, who was your pole sitter, he was running top 10. He is now going to be watching this race finish from the garage. That's a tough break on him. David Wenck, your points leader, got a big piece of that one as a result of that contact. It just shows you what can happen in a blink of an eye here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the world's fastest mile and a half. But it's been a lot of fun racing, a lot of great racing from everybody out there, but none more especially than David Cater.
Yeah, David Cater ran a great race today. Kept the car out front, kept it clean, made all the right calls, and got the win.
Got the big win out there. David Cater in the STD Chevrolet Super Sport. Alan Larston, you're no Nostradamus, but one of your 2 predictions came out right today. David Cater, as long as he finishes the next 2 laps under his own power, will win the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center 125.
Yeah. Kudos to him too. He did an awesome job. Kind of stunk up the show a little bit, but Yeah, what an awesome run for that 43 STP Chevrolet.
Hey, if you've got it, flaunt it. I say.
Respectable finish there by Don Stevenson, too, in the Kohls Wheelberg car himself. He's running in second place there. Looks like he's going to be able to bring that car home in second place. So, way to go for the name sponsor of the race.
Great run for Don Stevenson, especially coming off of that huge run that he had in the B cars, in the nationwide cars. 2 wins, 4 top 5s in those nationwide cars for Don Stevenson, and a couple poles as well. He is really building himself up an incredible season out here, and right now Don Stevenson finds himself 5th in points. He is effectively almost locked himself in for the chase going into the second half of the series. Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center bringing you tonight's race, a big sponsor here of the Cora Sunday Money Series, bringing you tonight's race here from Atlanta Motor Speedway, and sponsor a couple cars there on the field. You watch the 47 of Don Stevenson during laps around here under the caution flag. Final lap of the race. It will be over as soon as they cross the start-finish line. Don Stevenson, respectable second-place finish, but David Cater, the 45 machine, the STP machine, what an incredible run, what a great finish.
Yeah, it was a great run there. One car sitting there back here smoking still. I see, boy, they're going to be not have to worry about the bugs back there in the back of the pack. I can tell you that right now.
Michael Johnson looking to finish in 3rd place out here. Ryan Borges 4th. Bradley Cooper in the top 5. TJ Graves 6th. Nathan Sedlak 7th. Colton Berkey 8th. Dominic Dieball bringing home one of his first top 10s of the season. And Garrett Atwell, the Atomic Church Chevrolet, the last one in the group. Gordon Berkey, despite smoking, he's going to finish 11th. Everett Lane 2nd. Phil Gary 13th. Joel Wood 14th. Martin Porter rounding out your top 15. Back up front, David Cater going through turns 3 and 4 for the last time. And as soon as he crosses the start-finish line, the race is over here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And David Cater officially scored your winner of the Kohls Wheelberg 125, part of the Cora Sunday Money Series live on LSRTV. What an incredible win for David.
Who would have thought it would only be a 4/10 of a second lead after the way this race went today? Boy, he was up to, I think at one point, he was up to a 5-second lead today to finish 4/10 of a second in front of David Stevenson.
David Cater getting ready to do the burnouts. When we return, we will talk to your top 3 finishers, get ready to recap what's been an incredible race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and get ready to do it all again in 1 week's time from Talladega Super Speedway. David Cater, your winner of the Kohls Wheelberg 125 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Gen 6 cars here in the Cora Sunday Money Series. When we return, we will talk to him and your top 3. David Cater, your winner. Stay tuned. We'll hear from him next on the post-race show here on LSR TV. David Cater leading 112 of 125 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and the Kohls Wheelberg 125 coming home with a first place finish in the $30 purse here in the Cora Sunday Money Series. Do you see the rest of the running order here on screen? Don Stevenson second, Michael Johnson third, Ryan Borges fourth, Bradley Cooper rounding out your top five, TJ Graves in sixth, Nathan Sedlak seventh, Colton Berkey eighth, Dominic Dyball ninth, Garrett Atwell rounding out your top 10, Gordon Berkey 11th, Everett Lane 12th, Phil Gary 13th, Joel Wood 14th, Martin Porter 15th, Michael Churchman 16th, James Wilkins 17th, Jay Anderson 18th, Richard Holland 19th, and Marcus Babb rounding out your top 20. Sean Dower, Charles Starks, David Wink, Michael Whitlock, Justin Loins your top 25, and rounding out your field of 30 tonight, James Brown, John Pansula, Jason Halverson, Sal Cardi, and Mark McFadden here on the Cora in the Cora Sunday Money Series on LSRTV. Only one man, though, can stand at the top of the mountain, and that is David Cater. 112 laps led and a big, big win. Now, let's go ahead and talk to your leader, as your first place finisher, David Cater. Now, David, before you took to the car tonight, you told our own Alan Larson one thing. I'll look forward to talking to you in Victory Lane. And guess where you're at right now, buddy?
Yeah, I was very confident in the car. I appreciate it, partner. The thing has been sitting on rails all weekend long, and I have to thank One Up Motorsports, the guys doing that, just to help me get this car set up. And there was nothing I could do wrong. If I had to go, I could. If I needed to slow down with it, I could. It done anything and everything I needed it to do tonight.
David, without giving away all the secrets underneath that big hat there, what made it so good? Just everyone who tried to catch up to you, everyone who tried to have something for you, they were nowhere near you. What made this car so special tonight?
Basically, a lot of the telemetry work, just putting the splitter on the ground, getting it sealed off everywhere. There was a couple of bumps I would scrape here and there, but it wasn't bad enough to upset the car. And keeping it just a tick tight coming off a 2 to where I could control it with the throttle and have it to where when I got before midsection of turn 3 and 4, I could put it on the floor and it would just sit on a rail and come off a 4. So every time that I needed to get away from somebody, I could get into it on 3 and 4 and just let it go. And it just never did once give me an instance that it wanted to come around on me. So it was sitting on a rail, sitting on the ground, and just a lot of fun to drive tonight.
David, that very last pit stop, under that fourth and final caution flag, you only took 2 tires. Your biggest competitor, Don Stevenson, took 4. At any point, were you nervous that those other 2 tires that Stevenson took might make the difference, or did you know you had this race in the bag all day?
Well, I did worry a little bit about it when I seen that Don had gotten into second, and I knew that he had 4 tires. And it took me a couple of laps to test this thing out to make sure that not taking any fuel and putting 2 tires on it, that it was going to be about like it would if it took full fuel and 4 tires. And I seen he got within 0.4 of me. I started worrying a little bit. But then when I got in it in 3 and 4 and it stuck, and coming down the front straightaway, I pulled him by 1/10 or 2/10. I said, okay, I'm good. He's not going to have enough time to catch me now. But I ain't going to lie to you. When the caution come out, I was really happy.
I certainly believe that. David, you're running a part-time schedule here in Cora. Only your second start here in the 2014 campaign, and 1 win out of 2 starts isn't actually, it's great. Who am I kidding? How special is this win for you? How much does this win mean to you, especially running the part-time season this year?
Oh, it's everything, man. I did winning Homestead and the race that I done, and then now winning this one in the A car. I'm just happy to death. I love running with these guys. This is probably one of the most respectful set of guys I've been able to run with. So it's a lot of fun running with these guys. I enjoy this a lot.
David, I know One Up does a lot for you. You've got him on the deck lid here of the car. Who else makes it work for you, buddy?
Yeah, One Up Motorsports, all the guys over there that helped me get this thing tuned in and dialed up. I have to thank them, and I better thank my girlfriend Denise Clark. She got on to me for not thanking her last week, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for her. So she takes care of the house and my pit bull and does everything that needs to be done and allows me to be able to sit up here and spend hours putting this thing through telemetry to get it set up right. So she is the main reason I have to thank her tonight.
Working like a son of a gun, David Cater brings the STP Chevrolet home in first place tonight here in the Kohls Wheelberg 125 in Atlanta. David, great run tonight, and hopefully we'll see you on the track sooner rather than later.
Thank you, sir.
David Cater, your winner here tonight at Atlanta in the Kohls Wheelberg 125. Don Stevenson driving that Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet, finishing second tonight. And Don, let me just ask you this. Let me just put this out there for you. If you had those extra 5 laps, if the caution flag had not flown and you had the 5 laps to race, could you have caught up with David Cater?
I don't think I could have. I mean, he was so strong tonight. I mean, when the caution came out there and I took 4 and he took 2, at first I was thinking, all right, maybe we could do something if it goes green the whole way. But I mean, when I basically saw I wasn't even closing in on him and I was just staying even with him, I knew he had to have made some, good adjustments. And when he took 2, and I knew he was going to do that too, just because he's the best out here. So that's what you come to expect. But I mean, he did an awesome job. I mean, I know what all those guys in the 60s and 70s felt like chasing the STP car around the track. I mean, watching that car get smaller and smaller and smaller out in your front windshield. But I'm happy with the second place finish. It was a good run for us.
Definitely a good run for you and the entire 47 team. Let's talk about that very last pit stop. I know we debated the 2 tires versus the 4 tires here in the booth at the end of that race. We talked about the merits of it. When push came to shove, when did you make the decision to take 4 instead of 2? And do you really feel like that made the difference in your second place finish?
I pretty much had in my mind before the night started that I was going to take 4 because I have tried, all throughout the week, making 5-10 lap runs and then taking 2 tires and trying to figure out what adjustments to make to offset it, and I just could not get it right at all. And so I pretty much my decision was made up. I was going to take 4 and hope that not too many people stayed out or took 2 in front of me, and fortunately, I was able to get a good restart. I mean, I think if I would have taken 2, I would have probably ended up back in the middle of the pack there, where around the middle of the top 10 where the accident happened, and probably would have gone collecting that because it would have been a handful. But I mean, yeah, like I said, my mind was made up from the beginning.
Then definitely it seemed to work out in your favor tonight. Looking forward to 1 week's time. You're going to be at Talladega Super Speedway in this Gen 6 car. The Super Speedways have not been kind to anybody this season, and with you now starting to build up a huge points run towards the front, are you nervous at all taking the second place finish going into the Super Speedway next week?
Well, the way I look at it is like tonight I got as much as I was going to get tonight. I mean, I don't think anyone was going to beat David tonight. I mean, unless something really fluke, happened with, pit strategy or something happening with lap traffic. But I mean, I was happy with tonight. I mean, we got I felt like we led a lap. I wanted to get the win, for Kohls Wheelberg and everything, but we just couldn't get it. I mean, the car was handling good, and sometimes that's the hardest thing to do is to find speed when the car is handling the way you want it. So I'm happy with it.
Don, you've just been on a tear lately in the B cars. You ended up with 2 wins and a lot of top 10 finishes. Tonight, you're starting off the Gen 6 course on the right foot. Could we see you as a multiple mini series champion? Is that going through your head at all?
Yeah, I mean, definitely that goes into everybody's head. But I mean, really, I try not to look at multiple races down the road. Like this week we're at Atlanta. I gave it everything I had tonight, just working on the Atlanta set. Next week we're going to Talladega, and I know me and my team with Storm Motorsports, we're gonna do everything we can, try to build a good setup for out there. But really, I really got to thank Storm Motorsports because like the recent success I've had, I owe it all to Storm Motorsports and Kohls Wheelberg coming along. But Storm Motorsports, like joining forces with Nathan, David, and Michael there. I mean, we've been able to really lock in and build some good setups, and hopefully we'll be able to keep this going.
Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center sponsoring tonight's race. Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center on the hood. And I know Storm Motorsports behind you. Anyone else make it work for you, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wanted so bad to bring home the win for Kohls Wheelberg. I was trying every adjustment in the book, before tonight started, just trying to build more speed, but I just couldn't find it. And I thank Storm Motorsports again, and my parents and my beautiful wife to be here for allowing me to do this and taking care of all the household chores and everything, so I can do what I love here. But other than that, thank LSRTV for broadcasting the races every week, and it's always a lot of fun going back and watching the broadcasts. And thank Cora Racing for putting on really a fantastic league here, and what we do here. It really makes it so much fun racing with these guys, especially on these 1.5-mile tracks where we have some green flag racing.
Don Stevenson finishing second tonight in the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet. Don, congratulations on the big finish. We will see you in 1 week's time from Talladega.
Thank you, everybody.
That is Don Stevenson finishing second tonight in the Kohls Wheelberg Truck Center Chevrolet. Mike Johnson, the RMT trucking driver, finishing third. And Mike, it's been quite a night for you as well. Qualifying just at the tail end of the top 10 in 8th, working your way back and forth, and ultimately into a third place finish. What was the secret?
That the last pit stop we made, halfway down pit road, crew chief made decision take 2. That's what got me up to second there and got me a solid third.
That pit stop really seemed to be the pit stop for everybody out here. That seemed to be the one that really defined everybody's night out here. What was behind your decision to take 2 as opposed to 4?
I wanted, I don't know, I kind of figured it wasn't that long of a run, so I figured left side tires for me would be okay. So I just wanted to take rights only, gain some more track position, and hopefully be able to hold it, which we were able to do -1 spot, but Donnie's super fast. Tough to keep behind you, so that was it. Just take 2, get some track position points. I missed the last race there. I was feeling under the weather, had a pretty bad virus, so I had to miss that race. So we needed the points, and it all worked out.
You needed the points. You were able to deliver. Michael, you going into this race, you were 12th in points. Coming out of the nice race, you should have a nice little boost to your campaign, maybe around 11th, 10th-ish. That's got to be a nice feeling knowing that you've got a little bit of cushion room trying to catch into the chase.
Yeah, it's my mindset is not necessarily being up in the top 3 or 5 for the points when the chase starts, just being in that top 12. The points are reset and we go from there. So just getting in that chase, that's my goal for this season, although I would really like a win. Seems to be eluding me, but it'll eventually come.
Well, you got one more chance. You get another chance to get at it next week for the Collision Works Auto Body 101 at Talladega. It's going to be a very long race. Any nervousness? Any premonitions going into that race?
Well, honestly, this season it seems like the super speedways haven't been going very well, so I'm always nervous going into a super speedway race. I don't think it matters where you qualify, where you start on the grid. The potential of getting collected in the big one is there. It doesn't matter if you're leading or in the back. It's always there. So I'm always nervous going into super speedways, I'll be honest. I really don't like super speedways. I'm more a 1.5 to 2 mile guy. But we're going to go in there and give it our best shot and hopefully get that RMJ trucking up there to victory lane. That would be nice.
Mike, a lot of people making it work for you, including RMJ Trucking on the hood. Who else makes it work for you, buddy?
Fastlane Motorsports, the guys in there, Joel, Everett, Dom, our associated team, Second Gear Racing, those guys are super as well. And Cora, man, thanks to them for putting these on. It's a great time. I have so much fun racing these Sunday Money races. It's very intense, heart beating the whole time. For those watching, if you haven't come and raced with us, come check us out. Come race with us. And thanks to LSRTV as well for broadcasting and streaming these and making it be known to the public that we're here.
Michael Johnson walking away with a third-place finish, trying to get himself, solidify himself into the chase. And hey, the 1750, that's not bad either.
Not bad at all. I'll take it. That'll certainly pay for the extra qualifiers for points next week, so I'll take it.
Michael Johnson in the RMJ Trucking Chevrolet, finishing third here tonight. We'll see you next week at Talladega.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night.
That is Michael Johnson finishing third tonight. Carl, this has been probably one of the better races we have seen all season long.
Oh, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed tonight. Very, very few cautions, a lot of green flag running, and it was just a lot of fun. As always, it's an honor working up here in the booth with you, sir.
Well, the honor is always mine. Alan Larson, your final thoughts.
Great race. A lot better than I expected after what we've seen in the qualifiers this week. I got to say congratulations to everybody. Everybody used their heads tonight and put on a really good show for the fans. Getting a lot of shout-outs on the chat box there saying it was a great race. So that's what we need. That's what we need more of. And hopefully that'll be coming in the future as well.
The most powerful car we've run so far ends up being the best race we've run so far, meaning the best here is yet to come. 3 more races left for the Gen 6 cars. Be sure to join us next week as we go green flag racing for 101 laps around the very long Talladega Super Speedway in the Collision Works Auto Body. 101 in the Gen 6 cars, then followed by Matt races the April 6th race from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Sponsorship still available for that one if you're interested. And then we will round out the Gen 6 series during the regular season at Daytona for the Agassiz Speedway 101 from Daytona International Speedway. Plenty of great racing to run left here with the Cora Sunday Money Series. Check them out online at Cora-Racing.com. Cora-Racing.com, home of the Sunday Money Series. That'll do it for us here from Atlanta and the Kohls Wheelberg 125 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. On behalf of our entire broadcast team, our executive producer, camera operator, Laura Larson, Alan Larson from Cora joining us in the booth tonight. My partner in crime, Carl Jones. I am Joe Cortez, congratulating our first place finisher. Once again, David Cater getting his second win here in the Sunday Money Series. Can he do it for a third time? We'll find out when we go green flag racing from Talladega in 1 week's time. Until then, we'll see you next time on LSR TV. Good night, everybody.